Hey, I just want to remind you guys, In Your Corner, a movie I directed on Floyd Mayweather and Sam Watson, is out now on Vimo.com. In Your Corner, click the link in the description box. Uh, and I would genuinely love and appreciate you guys' support. And don't don't hesitate to leave a comment and let me know what you thought of the film. And again, I appreciate you guys' support and enjoy the video. Peace. Barbershop conversation. So I want to tell this story. so um, while it's still fresh on the brain. And I want to talk about Brotherhood. And um, I don't even think he wants me to do this video, but I'm gonna do this video anyway. So yesterday I get a call, and my boy Barack from This Is 50, Sirius Satellite Radio, he does the boxing show with Ak and Barack. You guys love that show. They do an incredible show, and he's here with his daughters, having a great time, and he's in my city. And I'm like, Barack, I gotta see you. I sent him a text. I'm like, even if I just gotta come and shake your hand, I gotta see you before you leave, like for real, like no BS. And and then I get a call from Kenny Porter, and Kenny Porter's coming to town. He said, "I'm coming to see Barack. See how powerful Barack is? He got people lining up just to see him, right?" And so I said, Ken, I says, we gotta do something for his daughters. They in our town, we're kings. We got to do something. So we couldn't do anything Friday. They went to the Grove. This LA scene is just awesome. There's so many things to do here in LA. And so we make plans Saturday. And it was perfect because Ken wanted to surprise him and take him and his daughters to get pedicures and manicures. And I had an inspection. So I met them a little bit later at around 11:30. I was like, no, about 12 o'clock. I was rushing because I really want to see Barack, because I only get to see Barack a couple times a year. And every time we hang out, we always have introspective type conversations about, higher self and spiritual development, etc. We had a conversation today. And so I meet them at the nail salon, three boxing heads at the nail salon. So we do that. And we we leave the nail salon. Ken has to run and go do some things. So Barack and I have our per usual conversation about being better men, being black men, just being men in general, both interlocked and being a great father. And so fast forward, we make plans to go grab something to eat. Now we were supposed to go to Beverly Hills to grab something to eat, but we didn't. And that is so important. Barack calls Ken and says, it's a change of plans. We don't have to go to Beverly Hills because those plans basically changed. So I said, hey, I know a place up the street we can go to. We can go to Truxton's. If you guys from LA, it's on Manchester and Sepulveda. A great contemporary restaurant, has a little bit of everything in there for us, right? So it's like Denny's and Coco's on steroids, but just a better chef. And so we go to Truxton's, and we're waiting for Barack to pull in because we're in separate cars. I ride with Ken, and Barack is with his daughters. And so we waiting on him, and we see a guy. No lie, we see a guy who I thought was Barack, but wasn't, because he had a similar car, not the driver. It didn't look like him, and I thought that was him. And Ken make eye contact with him, and we go in. It's important. We go in, and we go in the restaurant, and we all go in together. And so it's Barack, me, Ken, and his two daughters. And there's a beautiful black woman, probably about 55, 65 years old, right? And I thought I was blocking her view, right? I thought I was blocking her view. And so I said, excuse me, ma'am, queen, I'm sorry I was blocking your view. If you guys don't know, I call every black man, every black woman king and queen. I don't care if you're a prostitute. I don't care if you're a drug dealer. I don't care if you're former President Barack Obama. That's just how I greet you. And so I said, I apologize. He says, no, you're not in my way. You're not in my way. And as we're sitting there, the other guy comes in who we thought was Barack, and that ended up being her son, right? So now you see the connection of the synergy, right? So long story short, we're waiting for our table. And I don't know what possessed this woman to go up to Ken Porter and say, man, you're beautiful. Like, I respect everything that you do. She doesn't know Ken Porter is Ken Porter. She just know him as just being Ken, the man. And she says, and I'm standing next to Ken. I'm like, wow, that was really, really impressive what she said about you. When when a senior woman, you guys know what I'm talking about. When a mature woman comes up to you and says thank you, it means a lot to you, right? And so we go sit down, we have our dinners, and we talking. And Ken is talking to the waiter. Swear to God, I can't make this up. I cannot make this up. This story is so flippin' amazing. Ken is talking to the waiter, and I didn't know what Ken was doing, and lo and behold, he was paying for their meal, right? Paying for their meal. And you know the funniest thing, such irony about this is, such irony. You know what the irony about is? The same woman was getting up to pay for our bill, and each other didn't know. Can you believe that? It's just an amazing story, right? And then so they get up and realize that their bill was being paid for by Ken, and we didn't know. We didn't know. And so she get up and she comes over and says, "Thank you, Queen and King." And then she talks to the young ladies about being a queen and being respectful, and this is how you should be treated, and this is the baseline of how men should treat you. You understand? And she gives them a 2 to 4 minute monologue, and we're sitting there and we stand up at attention. She's a woman of a certain age, and she's with her son. Then we began talking, right? We began talking. They have no idea who Ken Porter is. They say boxing is a niche sport, but I beg to differ. And so, lo and behold, that man that we see his name ended up being Brandon. Man, don't you know he lost his mother, he lost his father and his brother 6 months apart? And you know what the young lady said? Now it's just him and I. It's just him and I, and we just spend as much time as we can together. And that broke my heart. And I was just thinking, like, it's just amazing how when you listen to the spirits, right? And Barack and I was having this conversation too before we went to dinner. He says we are spirits moonlighting as human beings, and I never ever looked at life from that perspective. When I go to church, when I go to a funeral, when I go to a wedding, when I go to a baptism, I got some Catholic friends, I think of the spiritual realm, but I never ever on an everyday basis saw myself as 100% a spiritual existence. I'm human, so I think of life as very tangible. I'm human. I bleed, I fight, I win, I lose. And so that pierced my heart. And I'm like, that is so flippin' amazing. So we began this 10-minute dialogue of interacting, and we exchanged pleasantries and contact information, and Ken explained to them, and then they realized Ken is Ken, and they're like, wow, it's so amazing. And so fast forward to this. So I go pay for our bill. This is how funny this is. I go pay for our bill. And just so you know, I'm a firm believer that there's two things you can't replace in this world: relationships and time. So I'm big on, just like I told Ken at the beginning, I said, we got to do something for them. My friend can't come 3,000 miles and he pay for everything. Like, that's just not how it works. And that goes for all my friends in the YouTube realm, like from 78 to Ticket to Dante to whoever, to Town, to Black Fight Fan, everybody, DCB, everybody. You come to my town, man, I'm paying for a meal. Like I can't have you come 2,000 miles, 1,000 miles, whatever. You get what I'm saying? And so, and Ken is the same way. Barack is the same way too. He tried to pay for a meal in New York, and I beat him to the punch. You know what I mean? So, and that's a symptom of brotherhood. You know what I mean? Like, it's so important that we have that. So fast forward to me paying for the bill. I order, right? Because I'm caloric deficient right here, right now, right? I'm probably eating anywhere between 1,000 to 1,300 calories a day, for real. Perfect meals though. So I'm getting, and so I said I order like a Pizookie, like a baked chocolate chip cookie with vanilla ice cream, right? I'm a dessert freak, in case you guys didn't know. And so I eat. I'm rushing eating a sandwich because I want to leave with them, because Ken has to leave. He has to go take care of some business. And so I says, I can't. I said, I'll just leave with you. So I rush and ate the cookie. I ate half of it, or 3/4 of it, more than close to all being gone, right? And I said, so we leave together. And I paid for the bill, right? I literally paid for the bill. And I walk out, and we all leave together. Ken walks his car, Barack is chauffeuring me back to, I shouldn't say show, but you guys get it. He's taking me back to my car. And I realized, I said, Barack, I forgot to pay for the bill. I forgot to get my credit card back. and everything, right? And lo and behold, the waiter comes out running out trying to catch us, and Ken pays for the bill. I don't know how much I didn't even look at it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't care if it was $200, $300, $100, $10. Like, if you come to my town, like I learned this from my grandfather, you drive 50, 100 miles, 200 miles. Shouldn't I provide a meal for you? You understand what I'm saying? So long story short, he pays the bill, but it just goes to show you how, getting back to Barack's point, we are spiritual beings moonlighting as human beings in this earth. And I just thought that was so powerful, man. I had a moment with Barack, and I never ever thought that, man. And but it just goes to show you, man, like how it comes 24 fold. And obviously, Ken has more money than all of us, so it's pretty cool that he paid the bill. So, I'm joking, man. I'm joking. I love Ken, and but it's just cool how I have a friend that's 400 miles away. I have a friend who's 3,200 miles away. He brings his daughters, and we just have 4 hours of fellowship. And it's just so essential that we have this time together because we don't get this time back. We get bogged down with life. We get bogged down with jobs. We get bogged down with pressure and other entities. You get what I'm saying? But it's just cool that I get to share this story with you guys about how boxing is bigger than boxing outside that quote unquote squared circle, man. It was just really, I literally just left them. I would have hung out with them longer, but I got to watch my son at 6 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? So, but I have my son at 6 o'clock today, and we're going to have a good time, and we're going to watch Lonzo Ball play. And, but it's just really, really cool to share this story with you guys, man. And if you guys haven't, go to Barack. This is 50 Ak and Barack. This is the Sweet Science. Is just an incredible show. You got to listen to Barack spit bars on the introduction. So just a great camaraderie, and it's just you never ever would have thought that three alpha males are meeting. We literally met at a nail salon, which is hilarious. That is such the oxymoron, such the polar opposite of how people would perceive us, right? Because you guys know Ken. Ken is straightforward and tough, don't take no bullshit, tells me the truth whether it hurts or not. You know what I mean? I appreciate him for that. And Barack is like this calm, gentle giant who always tells me anecdotes or quotes that can hold me for 3 to 6 months and keep me inspired. You know what I mean? So I had a great day. I had a full day. You know what I mean? I had an inspection today. I'm in escrow on another property. I'll start when I have the ability to go live next week. I'll start sharing more stuff about property because I think you guys would be more interested if I do it live as opposed to doing it in video form, just because of the numbers prove that. So, but anyways, man, great day, awesome. Brotherhood at its fullest, and it's just amazing how boxing can inspire and encourage relationships outside the ring. And we come from we're the same color, but we come from different spaces of the realm. You know what I mean? We're friends, and it works that way. So anyways, man, barbershop conversations, don't take nothing for granted. It was just really, really cool. I'm going to reiterate that. I know I said it already, but it's just really, really cool when you trust your spirit and not your physical being. You know what I mean? It was just really cool. That lady was literally, because their table was right behind us, to our backs were to them, so to our left. So literally 6 feet away, and she was getting up to pay our bill. Five perfect strangers she didn't know. I don't know what the bill was, $150, $80. I don't know what the bill was. I didn't even look at it yet. And it was just really, really cool that we have people out in this world. And just even more encouragement, since you guys know my plight. Yes, we were all black. And it was just really, really special, to have that brotherhood, and to realize that this guy lost his father and his brother 6 months apart. To have that strength. And he's like, man, you know what he said? You know what he said? I don't know if I could have said this. He says, it's a part of life. I don't know. I don't have a brother, but if I lost one of my brothers, like you guys know, I have my accountability team. Now you guys know my relationship with Ken and Barack. I don't know if I can say it's just life. I mean, not even 6 months. I mean, I question God all the time. I have a faith in God. I believe in God, but I have conversations. I ask some questions. I be doubting them so much sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. Hopefully this story encourages and inspires you. Because at the end of the day, as Barack said, we're spiritual beings moonlighting as human beings. And uh, yeah, so great story. I wish you all could have been there. We couldn't afford to have you all there, but I'll just give it to you in video form. Peace, guys.